One very important person to our campus is unable to be here tonight, and that's our president, Dr. Ray Comiskey. Dr. Comiskey is actually at a budget hearing in Jefferson City, so he's meeting with the governor to make sure that we can have enough funding next year to continue our athletics program. We have prepared a short welcome on the video screen, and if you would please turn your attention to the video for Dr. Comiskey's welcome.
Good evening. My name is Ray Comiskey, president of Jefferson College. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, staff, and students, I want to welcome you to our athletics banquet and our inaugural Hall of Fame ceremony. You know, for nearly 50 years, Jefferson College has done a great job of blending academics and athletics, with students being successful on the field and in the classroom. Without a doubt, our tradition of blending academics and athletics has led Jefferson College to develop a national reputation. And tonight we start celebrating that, first by honoring those who are currently playing, and then by honoring those who represent the best of what Jefferson College has been. So, on behalf of everyone at the college, I say congratulations, and oh, by the way, go Vikings.
At this time, I would like to invite women's basketball player Joyce Holloway to provide an invocation.
Good evening, everyone. May you all please bow your heads as I pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you today just to say thank you, Lord. Thank you for gathering us all here today, and we thank you for the safe traveling mercies that you have given everyone in this room. We thank you for the Hall of Famers here today, and we thank you for the student athletes here, the staff members, and the wonderful season that we had this year. We ask that you bless this food, which we are now about to receive for the nourishment of our bodies for Christ's sake. In Jesus' name, bless the home, bless the cook, bless the provider, and bless the ones in need. Bless the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Once an athlete, always an athlete. I love being able to get to dinner before the program starts. We won't change that tradition. However, we would like for each of the head coaches to go first, as they will be making our initial presentations on the results of their season. So if we could ask each head coach to please lead yourself to the food line. Marie, and remind me, we're going out the door to my left. But we would like to move forward with the program. Got some thank yous and some introductions that we'd like to make before we get to the coaches. The first thing I'd like to do is thank Barb Boyer, who is to my left delivering more desserts. Great thing to deliver. Barb, thank you for a wonderful meal. This week, we met a new member of the Jefferson College administrative team, and that new member is here with us tonight. I would like to introduce to you the new Jefferson College Vice President, Academic Affairs and Student Services, Dr. Joyce Banjak. The next administrator that is attending her final athletics banquet, and like you, her first Hall of Fame banquet, is retiring at the end of June. That is Dean of Student Services, Dr. Julia Hampton. Our Director of Public Relations and Marketing, Roger Barentine, is with us this evening as well. The Director of the Foundation is Tom Burke. His assistant, Marie Genowine. I believe Marie is not. Tom, would you please stand? I'm happy that you're here with us. All of the athletes know this next guest. The Hall of Famers don't. I think most of the Hall of Famers lived off campus at that time, but we have dormitories now Tisha, I don't know if you knew that. But our Director of Housing in Viking Woods, Anna Emmerich, is with us tonight. One of our admissions officers, Stacy Dean. And Tom Struckhoff, our JCTV producer, is behind the camera in the middle of the floor. Give us a wave, Tom. Tom does a terrific job with all of our television broadcasts of our indoor games and outdoor games, and we have recently begun coaches shows. He does a terrific job with it. So if you get a chance to watch JCTV or go to the website, all of those are archived on our website. We do a lot of photography and put a lot of requirements in for graphics. Amy Coombs, Lauren Murphy, and Samantha DeClue help us all year. I hope they will step up and take a bow. Ryan Reinheimer, KJFF Sports Director, is with us this evening, and Ryan does baseball games and basketball games on the local radio broadcast. Ryan, if you would please stand. Thank you for your efforts. Keeping our athletes healthy on the court and on the field is our athletic trainer, Greg Crane. Greg's always a hero. Providing the academic advising services is our student athlete success coordinator, Jason Gardner. Jason? Deb Shores is also part of the advising team. Deb is a big fan of all of our sports teams. Deb, please give a wave. And one name that some of the Hall of Famers might remember who is still with us is Mike Gentry. Mike is not able to be with us, but he's been our equipment coordinator for years. Mike is still with us, believe it or not. We have a new part-time athletic secretary, Emily Brinkman, who processes a lot of the insurance claims that athletes need to process as they get injured. Emily, if you'd give us a wave. The next two individuals have been instrumental in putting this banquet together. Deb Maples, the athletic secretary, and Marie Self, the field house coordinator. Without their help, this banquet would have been probably bologna and white bread if I'd have had anything to do with it. Thank you for all your work, Marie and Deb. Just a heartfelt thanks to all of our fans and all of our parents, many of whom are here tonight. We are proud to be able to present Viking athletics to you. We've enjoyed every moment of being able to coach and watch your sons and daughters. And again, we look forward to next season already as we wind down this year. But again, thanks to all the fans and all of the parents that have participated in our events throughout the 2010-2011 season. Moving right ahead, we will have our first team presenter, and that will be head soccer coach Ricardo Garza, presenting the 2010 men's soccer team.
Good evening. I'm Ricardo Garza, head men's soccer coach here. You guys just line up so everyone can see you dressed nice for once. This year we had another great season for many different reasons. It wasn't just about the accolades on the field. For the first time in the history of the program, the academics superseded the athletic part of it. And that really makes our staff extremely excited to be able to say that. We have plenty of all-conference players here, all-region. For the sixth consecutive year, we have an All-American among us. And but the most impressive thing is the first time we've ever been nominated for the Academic Team of the Year. And I think that itself deserves a round of applause. These guys had a team GPA of 3.3 or higher, and the other sports have achieved this already. The soccer program is a young program, and it's always about championships and winning, and we've always done that, but we've never been able to accomplish an even higher achievement, which is the academic part. So the staff is super excited about that because almost every player here is 3.0 students. And that opens up doors later on for these guys to move on to the next school. But I think it also says a lot of things about the college, the academics, the teachers. It's not just the coaches that can bring in good players, but the teachers and the administrators, they do their part too. And now when we bring in players, we have a higher academic standard. And I really feel proud and have a lot of pride in the recruiting, being able to tell parents that our staff and our school can produce very high academic standards for my soccer team. On the athletic side of things with the staff, having Ade Reek and Alex Ochoa, any head coach in my position could be successful because we have the best trainer in the state, one of the best recruiters in the state. It makes my job a lot easier. And having a good group of kids come in, it just makes things really simple for us. Something else with the program, usually we have kids arguing in my office about who's the fastest player, who can score the most goals. And this year I had a group of kids, Johnny and Christian and George, and for the first time, my jaw just dropped listening to them arguing about their GPA. I had a 3.7. You did not. I had a 3.6 or 3.8, and that was what they were arguing about. And I didn't expect that to ever be uttered in my office, being around the program since 2005. So it's a personal achievement within our program, and that's why I'm stressing all of our academic stuff tonight rather than the athletic, because you guys are the first to do this, and going forward, every recruit that comes in now has a higher standard because of what you guys have done this year. And I want you to, understand that. It's not just winning the championships and all that. The classroom is the most important thing, and you all understood that this year. And so I think the MVP this year, we had to pick the most valuable player, and it was hard to do based on all their academic accolades, but strictly athletic. Lasego Molamogi is our MVP this year. He was an All-American. Leslie has a really nice story with him. I mean, this kid came from Botswana, and it's thousands of miles away. He had to save a lot of money before he could even have the opportunity to come to America. And we didn't necessarily recruit him outright. Another school basically couldn't get him in and put him on to us, and we were blessed to have him within the program. And I've never seen a kid come in with such little opportunity that he had and maximize it. The kid works 30 hours a week. He'll do anything and everything he can to remain at this school and go home with a degree because he's bettering his life back home as well as his family's life. And it just brings more level, life lessons that these players bring to the coaching staff every year. Something new, something that we learn. And we learn more from these guys and guys like Leslie every year. And I'm sure all the coaches say the same for their kids. And that's just what I wanted to promote tonight, was a lot of our academic standards and a lot of our academic achievements. So on behalf of our staff, guys, the whole staff is proud of what you've done, and it feels just like we won a championship because of your guys' academic success. Okay? All right. Thank you, guys.
The 2010 volleyball team accomplished something that had not been accomplished since 1998. The team dispatched of all opponents in the Region 16 volleyball tournament and advanced to the NJCAA National Tournament. To present the volleyball team is head volleyball coach Ida Steiger.
Well, Doug, you just saw half of my speech already. All right, where do I begin? This year been crazy, good but crazy. In January, my husband and I found out that we were pregnant. So my husband Ben and I knew that I will have our first child right in the middle of the season, September. Great calendar. So I knew I was in trouble, so I told Joel and I need really good assistant coaches to help me out for a couple of weeks. And Denny was as an assistant coach year before. I called him up, he said I'm in. Great. And then Aaron came along board probably at the beginning of July. So I had my staff, I had my team. So crazy beginning. But anyway, everything is good, and as Doug said, we accomplished a long goal, let's put it that way, that we've been trying to accomplish for 12 years. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the administration for all the tools, giving us all the tools for the student athletes to be successful in the classrooms and on the court. I also would like to thank my family who came in October to help me out with a baby situation, and also Joel and Bob that still babysit for me. Thank you a lot. Also would like to congratulate all the Hall of Fame inductees. You guys have been for a long time part of a successful program. Each of you added something and still continue adding to help us be successful teams. Here we go. Biggest thank you, I should say, that I mentioned is Denny and Aaron. I mean, you guys stood up, you took the team over for a couple weeks, couple tournaments. Aaron even experienced the first red card in Kansas City. So those two stood like troopers starting August. Here's this pregnant, crazy lady, 234 pounds, yelling and running around, and they just like chickens behind. I just slow down. So, I mean, I could not done it, and I guess could speak for my team. We could not done it without Denny and Aaron, so big thank you guys. So, let's go to my sophomores. I was really, really impressed. We're sitting in summer league last summer, and my sophomores come in and said, you know, Ida, we didn't like the sophomores attitude the year before. We're gonna change it. It's only 3 of us, and we're gonna change it. I said, great, good to hear. So here we go. Kinley Johnson, who came, you know, late, and you know, went through the rough spots, changing position, and you know, I'm pushing her off the court, but she would never pound 1 day, 1 minute in practice. She was always pushing on the bench. She's the one that I heard all the time. She ended up playing and helping us to go to nationals. She will be attending TCU next year. Caitlin Smarker. Last year she said, or year before, I didn't have much to say about her. I do this year. She was conference second team and region second team she accomplished. Also, she wanted me to mention that she was the first freshman I signed as a head volleyball coach. Thanks, Caitlin. And also Alexandra Niemiec from Poland. She started out as a freshman, a typical international student, a little bit stubborn, but she came along around and also achieved her goals academically. And she earned Conference and Region First Team Award, so great job, and she will be attending St. Louis University this coming fall. My freshmen, let me start with my little ones. Casey Paleses, and from Imperial, she added great defense, left side, really proud, stood up. As a freshman, it's never easy to be pushed around by coach and, adapt to everything. Megan Mueller, she came late, and I will tell you, this kid is so fast and quick that in the middle back she was awesome. And also she is our 4.0 GPA scholar athlete. Taylor Russell, that's poor kid, was an outside hitter in high school, comes out, I say, I need a setter. I don't care what you have to say, you're gonna be my setter. She did put up with me, and we're really proud you overcoming all the hoops and obstacles. She is also a scholar athlete. Brooke Simpson, she was our all-region first team and also scholar athlete 4.0. Way to go, Brookie. Betta Dumanches, she was conference and region first team, and also she was named All-American second team. And Men Yang Yu, she came all the way from China, and she was a great plus to our team as well. Now, I would like to introduce MVP of 2010-2011 Jefferson College volleyball. She, what the kids felt, was the most 110% working every day in practice, been biggest key in the game, and outstanding personality. So 2010-2011 volleyball MVP will be Alexandra Nemitz. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Our next team to be presented is women's basketball, and that will be done by head coach Tanika Bruce. Coach Bruce was at an extreme recruiting disadvantage coming into this job. She was hired very, very late in the summer, essentially had 1 month to recruit an entire new team. They accomplished things that went beyond my expectations and made it all the way to the region title game. Extremely proud to present 2010-2011 women's basketball head coach Tanika Bruce.
Okay, Mr. Stotler told me to be brief, so I'll make sure I do that. Wanted to recap our season a little bit. The Jefferson College Lady Viking basketball team had a lot to be proud of at the conclusion of our 2010-2011 season. The Lady Vikings were able to post a 21-11 overall record despite bringing in 11 players a month before the first day of classes. We were able to do some very outstanding things, I think, this year. One of the first things that the Lady Vikings did was to break 2 school records. First was we're scoring the most points in a single game. We scored 121 points in a win against Olney Central in December. Second was for the most three-point field goals in a single game, netting 14 against the number 3 ranked Iowa Western Community College in the Region 16 semifinal game, March 4th. Next on our list was making sure that we were at the top of the national poll rankings. We stayed in the poll most of the season this year, reaching as high as number 4 in the NJCAA. Along with the national ranking, our team knocked off 4 ranked teams in the country. First, number 21 ranked John A. Logan College on the road to start the season in November with the 89-77 win. Next on the list was number 10 ranked Wabash Valley College and a 74-68 win in November as well. The Lady Vikings also took down the number 9 ranked State Fair Community College Roadrunners on sophomore night with a 77-74 win. The last and maybe most impressive win of the season was against the number 3 ranked in the country and number 1 overall season in the Region 16 tournament, Iowa Western Community College. We won the semifinal matchup with the thunderous 82-62 victory. So that was pretty awesome. Though the season ended in an 81-71 loss to State Fair Community College in the region championship game to advance to the national tournament, our Lady Vikings didn't quit. We out-rebounded, we shot better from the floor and the three-point line, better than State Fair did, despite their 380 roaring fans that came in on 3 charter buses, a student section, and a full set of cheerleaders. Our Lady Vikings still kept the game close. The foul margin was very lopsided in our season finale, especially in the second half, as we were on the back end of a 22-5 foul count, which included 3 of our players fouling out. No one on State Fair was even close to foul trouble. The foul margin gave State Fair 50 free throws in the contest, while we only managed to attempt 15. Again, despite all of this, Jefferson was within 2 points with a minute and 40 seconds left in the game. Unfortunately, they used their fans and their momentum to basically pull away in the final seconds. We say all of this basically to let you know that we closed out the season with a lot of things that we have to be proud of, aside from playing to the end in that game. Numerous players received accolades and awards this year. Annette Clinsoni was named NJCAA Division I National Player of the Week for the week of March 2nd. Clinsoni was also up for NJCAA Player of the Year and was the only Region 16 player to receive this honor this season. She was also selected First Team All-Region and MCCAC. Annette, will you step forward a little bit? Joyce Holloway and Brianna Shaw both were named Second Team All-Region and Honorable Mention in the MCCAC. The last and most exciting accomplishment is that we earned the highest team GPA for the fall semester this year and produced 9 scholar athletes with the 3.0 GPA or higher on a roster of 14. And I'd like to have those players step forward at that time, so if you guys can do that. We'll do it by GPA. Shailene Harper, 3.0. Angela Johnson, 3.17. Brianna Shaw, 3.25. Christina Granville, 3.25. Candace Lovings, 3.4. Annette Clinsoni, 3.52. Jamie Jackson, 3.75. Jamie is not here, she is on a college visit. Our highest team GPA came from a freshman, and that's Janice Presley, 3.8. Last but not least, our Jefferson College Student Athlete Scholar of the Year, Joyce Holloway, at 3.64. As the season concluded and 2011-2012 season embarks, the Lady Vikings have left with a mentality of remember Lincoln. It has made our coaching staff as well as this team hungrier and more passionate to get better. and we hope that these memories and lessons will carry over to our sophomores as they move into their four-year institutions. We feel that this will be a very fun and exciting program to watch in our second year, as the next class of Lady Vikings will hopefully make you proud and excited to come out and support our team. Before I go, I'd like to announce two things. One, I'd like to announce our team MVP. That's Anette Clinsoni. And lastly, I'd like to thank my assistant, Franklin Scott, for his tireless efforts and hard work every day. He is the brains behind the operation, and again, none of this would be possible without him, as well as a lot of our fans and people that support us every day. So I just want to say thank you to him. We don't have an award for him, but that's kind of how it goes. Also want to thank our players for giving their best effort and giving us a great first season. And I just want to say that we're going to always continue to put excellence in everything that we do. And thank you, everyone, especially our administration, for making this season a very good season. Thank you.
If you've paid any attention to the recent weather, you'll recognize that spring sports are often at a disadvantage. Baseball and softball have encountered some reschedules in the last several weeks. At this time, we would like to bring head baseball coach Sam Carroll to the podium to talk about the baseball team and all of the rescheduling and the upcoming region tournament that will be on May 12th. Head coach Sam Carroll.
Glad I was paying attention. I was going to the restroom there. Thought cheerleading was next, so it's good to come back out. Let me have the guys come on forward, please. Some interesting attire we're wearing. Nice shoes. I know we've spent a lot of time tonight thanking a lot of people that are here, but I want to take a second here and thank the people that sometimes gets overlooked in the education process, and that's our parents. Our parents have done a tremendous job for all you student athletes, for all my guys, and sacrificing and doing the things that they've done to get these kids to where they are today. And I think, you know, our student athletes right now need to give our parents a standing ovation, to be honest. So please thank your parents right now. I'm a father of two. We've done a lot of sacrifices, and so I mean, these guys have got great character, and it's a tribute to the parents and to the backgrounds that they come from. So very excited for them. All right, first of all, before we get into the season, I want to obviously we thank the people that we need to, but I also want to thank our coaching staff. Two guys aren't here tonight. They're out actually working. Tony Underwood, who's been with us for 20 years, is out recruiting tonight, along with Pat Evers, who's been our pitching coach and been our recruiting coordinator for 2 years. They're not here. But our third assistant coach who is here, I'd like to take a second to thank, and that's Dave Oster. Dave Oster's been a long-time head coach here. For 27, 28 years, Coach, somewhere around there. We won't go further than that. He's been inducted into more Hall of Fames and seasons that I will probably coach. He's going to be inducted again tonight. And the thing about Dave Oster that I love that he's done for this program, he's built this program. We've had guys come back, many years to help celebrate, the traditions of Vikings baseball. And you see the character and you see the guys that have flourished under his program. And he's brought that here with this group as well. As a guy who was here for, like I said, 27 years, he saw a 28-year-old punk kid take over his program. And he swallowed his pride and has really helped me out and has helped our players out over the last 5 years. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. And I want to say thank you right now to Dave Oster, one of our assistants. Our season's been kind of up and down a little bit, like everybody else has talked about with theirs to a degree. I said this at the beginning of the year when I was doing an interview with Ryan. Didn't quite know exactly, that's one of our #1 fans there. Didn't quite know exactly what we had. You know, we had 26 new faces coming into the fall, picked up another guy up semester. We didn't quite know what we had going into the year. We did know we had a few things. We had a group of hardworking guys, we had some talent, and we had some guys who had some character. Season got going off, first 6 weeks of the year, we came out like bandits. We came out, we averaged over 7 runs a game. The last 3 or 4 weeks here of the year, we probably haven't scored 7 runs in 4 weeks. It's really been a struggle. But the one group that's done an outstanding job throughout the year has been our pitching staff. Now, as we go into the regionals here next week, we're going to kind of figure out exactly what we're going to be. We're a group that's just going to pitch and struggle to score runs. We're going to be a group that comes out there and really plays well on all sides of the ball. We do know this when we go into the year. We got 3 things, like we said before. We got a group of hardworking guys. In fact, Skip, Coach Oster said it's probably the hardest working group of guys he's seen in 5 years. We got a group of hardworking guys, we got talent, and we got character in this group. Do they mess up at times? Yes, we all do. I think they drive Jason Gardner nuts at times. But at the end of the day, they have tremendous character. And when you have those 3 things and you go into any tournament, you know, we'll take our chances. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce these group of guys here. Let's start off here on the very end. Andy Hefner, go ahead, wave, thank you. And from St. Charles. Logan Bone from Festus. Drew Levi in the back from St. Louis. Wave, Drew. Thank you, Drew. I can't see everybody here. Drew Stanton in the far back, our catcher. Thank you. Tyler Thompson, pitcher from down South Pimmiscott. Brandon Turner, outfielder from West County High School. Mark McClellan, from transfer in here from Indiana State. Tyler Hibbert from Canada, outfielder. I gotta go in the back. Travis Hayes from Crystal City. Mike Grimminger from St. Genevieve. Dalton Friend, left-handed pitcher from Rolla, Missouri. Aaron Stubblefield from Kansas City. Jake Bax from Fatima High School. Dane Grunwald from Winfield. Trey Basil, who obviously didn't get the memo about what to wear tonight, from, where are you from, Trey? Yeah, that's good, Kenton, Missouri. Kevin Lucas dresses better than you did. Justin Springer from Washington, Missouri. Tyler Boraz from St. Louis. Craig Jones from Malden. Casey Goss from Springfield. Sage Banner from Fox High School. Brock Boyer, interesting attire from, we won't say where you're from. Tyler Madsen from Texas. Fred Ford from St. Louis. Chris Linhoff from Hillsborough High School. Sean Hagan from St. Louis. Nathan Guile from St. Genevieve High School. Kyle Leslie from Seckman High School. Billy Essick from Springfield, Missouri. AJ Walkenhorst from St. Louis. Brendan Neal from Festus High School. Nathan Goro from Lafayette High School. David Alcorn from South Iron High School. Chris Kirkpatrick from Clearwater. And then Josh Herrick from Eureka High School. Regionals open next Wednesday down in Farmington. Hope to see you out there. Thank you very much.
The group that supports all of our teams in spirit is the cheerleading group. At this time, I would like to call head cheerleading coach Mike Litzow to the stage to introduce the cheerleaders.
Well, when the season started this year, it was Coach Barton, Justin Barton, who's been the figurehead of the spirit and cheerleading squads of Jeffco for quite some time. He actually basically founded it, revived it, and then unfortunately wound up leaving in the end of September. Doug and I had a conversation on Wednesday, the night before he left, that we needed somebody to step in and take over, and I volunteered to do that for this season, and it was a lot of fun. I'm very proud of the group that we had this year. Unfortunately, several of them couldn't make it tonight. They did a lot, showed me a lot of character. The majority of the kids not just came out and tried to support some of the athletic teams, especially the basketball team that we try and support every time they have a home game. But we also were able to do Christmas baskets for the needy and spent quite some time and a whole evening trying to give out food. We tried to also do a lot of other different charities and different raising money for different events, like the Isaacson Fund, who was a baby that had rare disease. So there was a lot more to them than just going out and trying to cheer for people. They were out there trying to raise a lot of spirit for other people and other needy people that needed it. I'm very proud of them. Amanda Hicks, Sam Permerko, Crystal Bowman, Leo Umfleet, Sarah Napier are here tonight with us. I couldn't say enough about them. We're very proud of them. We'll keep this short so we can move along for the evening, but thank you.
The final sports team presentation will be made by head softball coach Tony Cook. Coach Cook, welcome to the stage. They just finished their season last week. Head coach Tony Cook.
Well, unfortunately, our season ended this past weekend with a loss in the regional tournament. We lost in the championship game to Crowder College. And so with that, I started looking back about the success of our season we had so far this past year. And a lot of good things happened with this team. And one of them was, we started the fall season with a 16-2 record, our best record ever in the fall. And the only two losses we had were to University of Missouri and Columbia College. And 12 of our 16 wins were against four-year universities. So we knew we had the potential with that kind of record coming out of the fall season. And so when we hit the spring season, we thought we had the potential to achieve some greatness here. And we did. We finished 17-1 in our MCC-AC conference. We won our fifth conference title in the last 6 years. We finished 16-4 in Region 16 play. We ended up getting the number 2 seed with that. And with that, we went through the tournament and played well. I thought we had a chance and a good opportunity to win it, but we just come up a little bit short. Overall, we had a record of 44-11. That was our second best win total in our program's history. The 11 losses is the least amount of losses we've had as a program, so very proud of that. Along the way this season we broke several records, and one of them was our home run record. That's been established back in 2006, and that was 12 home runs, and Kendra Deering this year broke that, hitting 13. Jenna Clayton last year set our stolen base record with 37, and this year she turned out and stole 68 out of 71 bases this year, so she almost doubled her stolen base total or more. So that ranked her third in the nation in stolen bases this year, so that's an unbelievable feat. As a team, we broke our batting average for the year. The old record was 369, and we hit 388 as a team this year, so another good accomplishment for this program. And our last one was we broke this year our record of home runs as a team. The old record was 39 home runs, and this team hit 48 home runs this year. So a lot of great things from this program and this team, and so with that, I'll introduce our players of the 2011 season. First one, ladies, if you raise your hand, is Lucy Walter. She's a freshman. She did pitching for us, played the outfield and a little bit of first base. Stephanie Price, she's a freshman. She played shortstop. Amanda Affolter, a sophomore, played second base. Jenna Clayton, a sophomore, she played the outfield for us. Crystal Henson, she was a freshman, she played third base for us. Christina Fraley, or Chrissy, sophomore, she was our catcher. Gina Melton, she played third base and she's also a sophomore. Abby Rowland, a freshman for us, and she played the outfield. Kelsey Cruiser, a sophomore, she played second base. Sarah Kreisel, a freshman, she plays the outfield for us. Brittany Sitton, she's a sophomore, she was one of our pitchers. Kendra Deering, sophomore, she was a pitcher and also played first base. Lauren Gunnett, freshman, she's a pitcher and also plays in the outfield. Allie Watson, sophomore, she was one of our catchers. And Carrie Schmidt, she was our player, played first base and also did our DHing for us. This team here had lots of success on the field, but also off the field with their academics also. And unfortunately, most of our coaching staff couldn't be here tonight. They're like Sam's, they're out doing recruiting and taking care of business. But without our coaching staff, these players wouldn't probably be the players they are, and we wouldn't be the program that we can be. And so I really, give a big hands to our coaching staff that helps us do what we can. I just found out our all-conference selections, and so I'm going to announce them at this time. First team MCC AC all-conference awards goes to Gina Melton, Jenna Clayton, Steph Price, Brittany Sitton, and Kendra Deering. Second team was Lauren Gunnett and Carrie Schmidt. The MCCAC Player of the Year was from Jefferson College, and that was Jenna Clayton. During the tournament, they announced the all-region team, and it was the following here: Gina Melton, Jenna Clayton, Stephanie Price, Chrissy Fraley, Carrie Schmidt, Brittany Sitton, and Lauren Gunnett. And then our last award of the night will be our MVP award. Coaches had a tough decision with this, and the player we thought that really truly helped this team be what it is. This player hit .467 for us. She stole 68 out of 71 bases, like we said. She had a fielding percentage of .993. No doubt about it, she was a catalyst for this program with her leadoff position in the lineup and put the pressure on the opposing team. And without any doubt, I think she's our MVP, and that's Jenna Clayton. Thank you for attending all the games this year, and we appreciate any success in the future that you can come out and support us. Thank you.
One final piece of business that I'd like to conduct before we move forward with the Hall of Fame, and this next presentation continues with a theme that you've heard from all of our coaches about how each of them value and appreciate the efforts of their student athletes in the classroom. I too appreciate that. I sincerely appreciate the work that our advising office does, and student success coordinator, specifically Jason Gardner, Deb Shores contributes a lot to the success of each of our student athletes in the classroom. And reflecting on that same theme during our banquet last year made me realize I need to have a focal point on a Scholar Athlete of the Year. So this is the initial Scholar Athlete Award as well for Jefferson College. This year's Scholar Athlete hails from Chicago, Illinois, and Thornton Fractional South High School. She will be graduating magna cum laude and plans to major in physical therapy. Currently, she is considering attending UMKC, Kent State, Florida Gulf Coast University. She also received the 2010 MCCA Student Leadership Award, was a member of Phi Theta Kappa, and was the very first student athlete I met as I came to this campus as an athletic director a little over a year and a half ago. Joyce has allowed me to connect emotionally with this program, as she's the very first person I met and happens to be the person with the very best GPA among those student athletes that have completed 3 full-time semesters. I would like to bring back to the stage Joyce Holloway with a 3.9 GPA in those 3 semesters as the 2010-2011 Scholar Athlete. I'm not sure what that "oh yeah" was all about, but that scares me just a little bit. This year's Hall of Fame has a bit of history behind it. As I mentioned, I've been in the job just a little over a year and a half, and when I arrived, I discovered that there were independent halls of fame in the sports of baseball and women's basketball. Began asking questions and quickly surmised that there were some very, very deserving athletes that weren't a part of those 2 programs that in my mind deserve to be recognized for their accomplishments up to nearly 40 years ago. Jefferson College was established in 1965 and began an athletics program very near that same time. Again, asked more questions and was instructed to put together a steering committee to investigate establishing a Hall of Fame. That committee was extremely helpful in guiding us through that initial process. And I would like for those members of our Hall of Fame steering committee to please stand as I call your name. Roger Barentine, Marie Genowine, Dave Oster, Joellen Stringer, Susan Todd, and myself comprised the steering committee. They came back with some great suggestions. We moved forward with creation of a constitution and a bylaw set of guidelines that really streamlined and clarified what our Hall of Fame would represent. We took it to President Comiskey and Dean of Students Dr. Hampton and got approval to move forward. Our next task was to put together a selection committee after finalizing all of our bylaws and Hall of Fame. And by the way, you can access all of that on the Jefferson College website. There is a tab on the athletics website called Hall of Fame. If you're curious about any of those details, you're certainly welcome to look. But our next task was to put together a selection committee that would be able to look at individuals' performances and determine which of those athletes were worthy of this great honor. We came up with an 11-member committee that includes the college president, Dr. Ray Comiskey, who is in Jeff City today. Dr. Julia Hampton is on the selection committee. Myself, Roger Barentine, Director of Marketing and Public Relations. We have a faculty representative, Scott Holzer. The editor of our local newsprint media, Gordon Bess, is here tonight. Gordon, if you would, please stand. The local radio media director, Ryan Reinheimer, is also on our selection committee. Ryan, if you would please stand. Our steering committee felt it extremely important to gain representation from former athletes. And what we chose to do was select an alumni from each of the decades that were represented. For the 1970s class, it is Dean Dunn, who was a member of the men's basketball team in the 1970s. The 1980s is represented by Judy Dobbs Rosner. Judy, if you would please stand. I know she's here this evening. The 1990s representative is Heather Middleton Russell. Heather was a volleyball player, and currently her daughter is a member of our volleyball team. Heather, please stand. And representing the 2000s decade is Zach Bone, a member of the baseball team in the early 2000s. That group of individuals was charged with looking at the requirements for induction of our newly formed Hall of Fame. And what we were able to do was come up with some very distinct and strict criteria that I think puts prestige and honor in what we are about to present to the group before you. But what I'd like to do is tell you what this organization is about. Induction into the Jefferson College Athletics Hall of Fame is a very special moment for former athletes, coaches, staff, and administration of the college. Those being inducted tonight establish the first comprehensive Athletics Hall of Fame in school history. The Jefferson College Athletics Hall of Fame has been created to recognize individuals and teams who through leadership and character have made exceptional contributions to the honor and prestige of Jefferson College and Viking athletics. We are extremely honored and proud to recognize those who have performed at the highest level of their chosen sport. There are some very specific categories of criteria that are chosen. Those specific criteria include, number one, placing first or second in individual or team competitions at the NJCAA region, district, or national level. Number two, receiving first or second team NJCAA All-American status. Number three, would require being a member of the United States Olympic team. Number four could include being a member of the various professional sports leagues and teams. Some other general criteria that we included in the bylaws would be outstanding performance and recognition as evidenced by such accomplishments as All-American, National Champion or Qualifier, recipient of various athletic awards such as All-Conference, All-Region, having set school records in statistical categories, or just simply being so outstanding to eliminate any doubt of their worthiness. Number two, must have exhibited standards of conduct during competition and as a student on campus. Number three, graduation is preferred, though not required, but if an athlete did not graduate, the athlete must have ended their community college career at Jefferson College. And finally, the athlete, coach, or team nominated must have been out of Jefferson College for a minimum of a 5-year time period. We inducted 6 new members in December of 2010. The first inductee is Mark Burley, and presenting Mark Burley will be Mark's former coach, head baseball coach, Dave Oster.
Thank you, Doug. First of all, I'd like to give my, what's the word I'm looking for? I'd like to thank all the student athletes and commend them on their great season they've had this far. And tonight, I'm here to accept this award for Mark. His parents were scheduled to come, and for some reason they are not here. They told us they were going to be here, probably still on Old Highway 21 going to Potosi somewhere. They haven't been able to make it thus far. So I'm here to accept the award for Mark. And just a little bit about Mr. Burley. Those of you that are baseball fans pretty much know that he's been a pretty special professional athlete. And he was a very special athlete when he was here. Mark played in '99, and he played against a guy that you might recognize, Albert Pujols. Give you a story about a game against Albert Pujols. Mark was pitching against him down here, and first inning he gave up a home run, pretty long home run, as you know Albert can hit. And then Mark settled in, and that was the only hit he gave up. In the first inning he gave up a home run, and we beat them 9-1 on a one-hitter. That kind of put Mark on the map, if you would. He later made All-American here, and as you may or may not know, he went on to having a great professional career. World Series champion, perfect game, no hitters, Golden Glove. But I'm sure this award is going to be a special one for him because he really enjoyed his experience here at Jefferson College, as did his parents. And for you guys on the baseball team, you always ask me stories about him. One quick story I'll tell you about him is Mark got drafted after his first year. I believe he was 8-0 his freshman year. And he was drafted in the 38th round. This was 1999. At that time, they didn't think he was good enough to go play yet, so they had Chicago White Sox, which I happened to be working for at the time as a scout. So I kind of was involved in that whole process. But anyhow, after they drafted Mark, they sent a bigger scout to come down and meet him. And we're sitting in the dugout down there on the ball field, and I'll never forget it. They gave Mark a hat, Chicago White Sox hat. Here you go, Mark. You can sport this around campus next year when you're playing for the Vikings again. And Mark goes, a hat? You should be giving me $1 million, not a hat. And Mark always had a funny sense of humor. And man, I'm sitting there and I'm going, I can't believe he just said that. But who would have thought that later on they wouldn't give him just $1 million, they'd give him $56 million for a contract that he got back 4 years ago. And I stay in touch with Mark quite a bit, text him whenever he has a good game, and he's proud to say that he was a Viking. So in Mark's honor, I'm proud to accept this award.
The next Hall of Fame inductee was somebody that I was familiar with in my high school days. And when I arrived on campus, she was one of the very first individuals that came to my mind that is deserving of this wonderful Hall of Fame honor. That volleyball player is Tisha Delaney Vandemore. And I'm very proud to announce to you, presenting Tisha will be her volleyball coach, Hall of Famer herself, Joellen Stringer. Coach.
Greetings. Jefferson College has been honored to have so many outstanding student athletes. For many years, I watched young men and women come here and continue on to four-year schools and to professional ball and do wonderful things. One of these young people, Tisha, I was very honored to have the opportunity to coach. A young lady out of a local high school, small Herculaneum High School, came to Jefferson College and started doing extraordinary things from the very beginning. All you have to do is look at her bio and see all the honors, the all-conference, the all-region, the all-tournament team, the all-American at both junior college and Division I, which is a rare opportunity for a young person to be able to be a Division I player as well. One of my biggest honors as a coach was to be at the NC2A National Championships and watch one of my players come out onto the court with the University of Nebraska, which was by far the best volleyball program in the country. And someone sat there and said, "Who's that setter? Where'd she come from?" And I was dancing. I was so proud of her, and I was so proud of our program, and I was so proud to be her coach. Her character, her talent, gave opportunities for young women off of our volleyball program for many, many years to come. So there's a lot that you take with you when you do well. And this young lady took a lot with her. And I am so honored to give her this award tonight. Tisha.
Hello. Congratulations to all of the student athletes here tonight. It's wonderful to hear your successes and to hear how the program has continued. I have many thanks. Can I say thank you to many people is what I'd like to say. First of all, the committee, thank you very much for considering me worthy of this honor. And it is indeed a privilege. As I look around, and I'm still in awe as I see Coach Brown, Coach Oster, and Joe Allen. I mean, I just admire and bow to you, so thank you so much for the opportunity to even play and go on to do the things that I've achieved. I'd also like to thank the athletes that played prior to me that made me want to come and be a Viking. Joe Allen, the program that you created for us, and it's wonderful to see I was 27 years ago, I'm sorry to say, that you all have still continued that tradition. And there was something wonderful as I listened to the different locations that you all came from. I knew that you were always a wonderful individual yourself. I want to thank you as well for being such a great mentor to us female athletes. But you had the challenge, at least in coaching, I know it's very difficult. I'm not taking anything away from y'all coaches, but bringing in, I'm from Herky. I was playing against someone that I had trained against for years, from Festus and Hillsborough and DeSoto and all the local things, and all of a sudden we're united together. And we had to mature. We had to learn from that. And you did that for us, so thank you for teaching us how to become one and how to become a team. It's a very difficult accomplishment. Secondly, the other thing that's wonderful to see that I know each and every one of you athletes today still, I don't know if you appreciate it, but still have, that I had, which is when I put on that jersey and it said Jefferson College, I was so proud, and it gave me power before I even walked on the court, because I knew that everyone else was intimidated. They were intimidated by the prior years and the reputation that we had created, our achievements. So thank you again, Joe, for that. I'm honored to have been a part of that program. Thank you, ladies. It's wonderful to see the existing program now doing so well. One other thing I wanted to say is thank you for Jefferson College, the professors, you know, the staff, the administrators, Maria, I mean, everyone together. You student athletes need to realize, and I know it's hard to, at your age to understand it, to appreciate it at the time you're living it, but you are surrounded by a lot of people that have achieved great things. And you have many blessings that you're living through right now. And I hope that, you know, there's an expression and it says, too much that is given, much is expected. You all have been given a lot. So I hope you meet what is expected. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Tim Marting. Tim is unable to be with us this evening, but Tim has the distinction of being the very first Jefferson College athlete to have made it to the professional ranks. I've had many phone conversations with Tim, and he is deeply appreciative of this honor. The one thing that amazes me, and I think it's really difficult to put it in perspective, but Tim signed a bonus out of Jefferson College back in 1966 that was worth $50,000. Now, I'm not sure what that means in today's money. I had somebody calculate it, and they said it's just an unreal amount of money. Here to talk just a little bit more about Tim Marting and accept Tim's award for him was Tim's baseball coach, Harold Edding. Harold?
It certainly is a pleasure to be here this evening. Hell, at my age, it's a privilege to be anywhere tonight. But anyway, I'm very happy to say a few words about Tim Marting. Tim Marting was the first student athlete to commit to play athletics at Jefferson College. He was a tremendous basketball player as well as baseball. And Tim had those three qualities that made him super. One, his character, tremendous character. Two, he was a good student. And three, he was a tremendous athlete. And I really feel that Tim started setting the bar for our athletes to follow some 45 years later. He was a tremendous young man. He played, he gave 110%. When he went out to play a game, you knew you were in a battle. He was a tremendous shortstop, and he signed for $50,000. Also received a new car and a guarantee of his 2-year education. I can still remember him driving the car on campus and showing us his car. But he was a tremendous athlete, and I know he is very proud of this award. This is about my 40th athletic banquet I've been to here, and it does me so much good to see the student athletes continuing to be all academic this and all academic that, and great character. This program has been built on those three things: character, student athletes, and being a good athlete. And I'm going to jump ahead of myself, but I can't help but say thank you to Coach Stringer and Coach Brown and Coach Oster. We four have spent nearly 30 years in this building every day. And then there's Jerry Joyce, women's basketball coach, and Ronnie Rhodes. We all bought into that feeling. We all had the same philosophy. And I am very proud to accept this for Tim, and very proud of all you student athletes here this evening. It's a tremendous honor for me to be here. And Viking baseballers, go get them. Thank you.
Our next inductee has the distinction of being the very first women's basketball All-American in Jefferson College women's basketball history. Presenting Christy Snell Lee will be her coach, Jerry Joyce.
It's always a pleasure to come back to Jeffco and be a part of anything here. I was an athlete here back in the dark ages, about 37, 38 years ago. I won't claim we had a lot of character. We had a lot of characters. We had a lot of fun here. We had a good time. But it did open a lot of doors for many of us that attended here and played here. When I became the head basketball coach, it was really kind of a strange situation. Harold Edding was refereeing a basketball game I was coaching in, and sitting on the sideline, and Harold, in his typical fashion, wanting to converse more than he wanted to officiate, was standing down by the coach's area with me there, and we had a little conversation going on. He said, "JJ, I think Dave Oster might step down from the basketball job. Would you maybe be interested?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I might be able to be interested." And about that time, something happened on the floor, and I was getting all over him for missing a call. And he politely told me, "I can't talk to you and officiate at the same time." So that was the end of that conversation. I had quite the resume, having played on the only perfect basketball team to ever grace this floor here, being 0-28. So he was jumping all over that opportunity to have me come lead the program. But I do take pride in that we took the program from being a one-semester sport to a full two-semester sport. We had winning records. We played hard. But Christy Snell was one of the kids you can look at here that came through the program that really turned the women's basketball program around, because it made some of the kids in the county really appreciate that you could be a star and an all-stater, a state champion, come to Jeffco and have a fine career. And she went from here then to Murray State, being the first All-American at Jefferson College, being the most valuable player in Region 16, was quite an honor for not just her, but the school. And she shares those honors. I was fortunate enough after coaching Christy in college here, we became rivals in high school as we both coached rival high school softball teams against each other for several years. But I had a tournament that I ran in Arnold every year for the Fox and Seckman programs. I always made sure we scheduled Christy the first game of the morning so we could have a big hug and talk about the old times. And that went on for several years till I retired. But Christy's just a quality person, comes from a quality family, and I'm so proud to be here tonight to introduce Jeffco's first All-American basketball player, Christy Snell.
Thank you very much. I really wasn't expecting to make some long speech, but I'd like to say congratulations to everybody and for your successes here at Jefferson College. I'd like to say also that your hard work and your dedication in the classroom will also pay off. As an educator right now, I realize that grades are the most important for you and for your successes as you head into the future. Take a passion with your sports, take a passion with your grades, and make something of that. That is very important, and give the people the respect that they deserve. You need to give these individuals out here, your faculty members, your coaches, and also your parents the respect. They've taken you from ball practices to if you had to go to the hospital for injuries or anything like that, but they spent the time with you to allow you to achieve your goals. So give your parents the respect, give your teachers the respect, and congratulations, and I hope you guys have future successes. Thank you.
heard from Tisha about the dominance of the volleyball program, we have a second volleyball inductee that will be presented again by head coach Joellen Stringer. Pavlina Stefkova is the 5th Hall of Fame inductee of 2010. Coach Stringer.
Pavlina really wanted to be here tonight. She's in finals. She's actually changing her major. She wants to be a teacher. Pavlina left Jefferson as a first-team All-American, all-tournament team. She won a full ride to the University of Texas. When she got there, I remember the coach telling me that she was a little small and that he wasn't sure that she could contribute. She didn't get to start the first game, but he put her in. The first game she started was the second game of the season, and she set a school record for assist. That is indicative of Pavlina's accomplishments. She went on to make, again, all-tournament team, All-American, Division I. She went on to coach, and has coached at the University of Tennessee Martin. She went on to help with Arkansas, University of Alabama, Birmingham Southern. She's decided she wants to be a high school coach, and that's why she's majoring in math and wants to go back into coaching at the grassroots. She wanted me to tell you thank you very much and to tell you to keep working. There was probably no player that worked any harder than Pavlina and no one more deserving than she is. I want to say one last thing before I leave here. I want to say thank you to Coach Edding. Coach Edding was our athletic director for a long time. There's a lot of history in this room. I don't know if some of you athletes realize it, but you have about 100 years of coaching in this room. And a lot of it had to do with our mentor for many, many years, Harold Edding. And I want to say thank you to all of my colleagues, but especially to him. Thank you.
Another specific focus of establishing the comprehensive Hall of Fame was to give opportunity for coaches to be inducted as well. And Coach Stringer mentioned that the 100 years of coaching experience in this room is certainly here tonight. One of those with that great experience is former tennis coach, Coach Lloyd Brown. We had asked one of Coach Brown's former players, Roger Fulmer, to be with us tonight to present Coach Brown. Roger, if you would, please take the stage.
Hello. Coach Brown, first time I saw him, I was a grade school kid playing tennis at Sunset Tennis Center. Was out there probably 4 or 5 times a week, and he was out there with his Jeffco tennis program teams in the wintertime for practice. And a few years later, I got to be teammates with a couple of his sons, Matt and Chris. They were great guys. Coach was telling me that one of them's an Armenian right now, which is Chris. Then Matt got his PhD, and he's teaching in South Carolina. So he was always so proud of his 2 sons. And then Coach gave me an opportunity. I first left the state to play tennis, and it wasn't what I expected. And I called Coach, and he had a scholarship for me, Coach Brown. So I came here to Jeffco for a season and enjoyed it, and I got to know Coach Brown a lot better with his passion and zest for the game of tennis. Again, he's 22 years here, 13 NJCAA All-Americans, 9 All-Americans academically, and then he went into the Hall of Fame in '98, the same year that his program finished 3rd in the country. On top of that, a few years later, 2001, I believe he went into, it was the Intercollegiate Tennis Association, those coaches, which I'm a coach as well at Washington University in St. Louis, but all the coaches vote on National Coach of the Year, and in 2001, Coach Brown was inducted into the or got National Coach of the Year in 2001. And then got into the St. Louis Tennis Hall of Fame in 2006, and that's when we crossed paths around that time at a different tennis facility that was Creve Coeur Racquet Club, where my WashU tennis program and his, he's still involved in college coaching as well, helping another program out. Again, it was great to see him. One story that I have for Coach Brown when I played here is he coached an inner city Junior Davis Cup team. It was actually a AAA in Forest Park. And he talked about one of these little kids that was on the team. It was a 12-year-old boy, left-handed. He goes, Roger, I played against this kid and I couldn't win a game. And I was in awe that coach would tell me, that he lost to a 12-year-old kid without winning a game. Well, it turned out to be Jimmy Connors, who went on to win several Grand Slams, and it's very equivalent to the modern-day Rafael Nadal, who was left-handed and was beating everybody at the same age, at 12 or 13 years old. So anyway, I'd like to bring up Coach Brown here. It's great to see him tonight, and also meet his wife. He spoke about his wife, Ruthie, a lot in practices and whatnot. So, Coach.
The knees aren't what they used to be. Those two steps are a little bit difficult. I want to thank Roger for being here. He played for us in 1993. He was 23-0 at number 3 singles and won his first round at the national tournament and a team that was in the top 10. And it's because of people like Roger Fulmer that coaching is so gratifying. I can think of many, many players who've been very successful in doing different things in their life. Not too long ago, I received word from a player that was on that 2001 team, Aurelia Popovic. He has a PhD now in molecular biology and is doing cancer research in Chicago. And I can think of people who have their degrees in education and different areas. Even our own sons who played for me. One happens to be a missionary in Armenia in the Republic of Georgia, and the other one a professor at the University of South Carolina, which Roger happened to mention. I guess I mention all those things because as I look out into the crowd, I see many different faces. It kind of reminds me of packages under a Christmas tree. You say, well, what do you mean by that? You ever notice that packages under a Christmas tree or a birthday, many of those packages, different sizes, different shapes, different colors, and you always wonder what's on the inside. Another thought along the same line, a famous person wrote a famous book, and in that book he said, I am the potter, and you are the clay, mold me and make me. I got to thinking about that, the packages under the tree. I got to thinking about that pot and what it might contain. It's interesting, we can look at things and we don't always know what's on the inside. We can think about that pot. Is it full? Is it empty? But I know that a pot can be emptied and can be refilled and renewed. So I don't know where you are in your life. I don't know where you stand. I don't know what you're doing. But it's an opportunity for each one of you, starting tonight, especially those that are graduating, to be renewed and refilled. I wanted to mention that I had been teaching in University City from 61 to 70. In 10 years, I was a club pro and manager. And after 10 years of doing that job, I sent out resumes. Quite honestly, I don't remember sending a resume to Jefferson College. I guess I just sent so many, I don't know where they all went. I received a call from then Dean Paul Moore and asked if I'd be interested in coming to Jefferson College. Paul Moore had me come down. I met Coach Edding. He took me up to meet Dr. Henry, and so it goes. Those are the people that I came in contact with for the first time. So thinking about that vessel, you don't know what's on the inside, but you need to think about it and what are you going to do with it. I had the privilege of being here for 22 years, and I just want to give thanks to all those people that I worked with. Congratulations to all of you. I want to thank the committee and all those who had a hand in seeing to it that I'm being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Thank you, and have a good evening. God bless you all.
I mentioned earlier in the program that part of the task was to blend all of the existing Hall of Famers into this new comprehensive Hall of Famers. And at this time, I would like to encourage you to look through your program and delve deeply into what each of these individuals have accomplished. The new inductees that we've just met, as well as these 9 existing individuals. And what we would like to do at this time is to invite all of these individuals that are being grandfathered into the new existing Hall of Fame to come up and accept the 2010 award. And if I could please have Dr. Julia Hampton come up to the stage and please present the award to each of the individuals as they come through. The first individual you've met tonight is Dave Oster, the former Jefferson College baseball coach who is a Hall of Famer himself. Another individual you've met tonight, the father of Jefferson College athletics, Harold Edding. Coach Oster, did Mike make it this evening? Did Mike make it? The third individual grandfathered into the Hall of Fame was a competitor of mine throughout high school. Mike Henneman was drafted by the Detroit Tigers, and myself and two of my friends made a trip to Lakeland, Florida to watch Mike pitch. Mike was near the bullpen, and in Florida you can get relatively close to the big leaguers. And we sent a handwritten note into Mike into the clubhouse, and he got it, and we told him all of our nicknames, and he was just laughing as hard as he could when he came to the bullpen. But the first thing he said to us as we began to chat about his experience with the Detroit Tigers was, he said, "If some little short gray-haired guy comes up behind me, tell me." He said, "That guy will kill me if he sees me talking to you." And who he was referring to was Sparky Anderson, was the short little gray-haired guy. So fortunately, Sparky did not show and punish Mike, but it was such a thrill for us to know him and watch him participate for many years in professional baseball. I thought he would be here tonight, but I think his schedule was conflicted and he was not able to be here. Congratulations to Mike. The next grandfathered inductee is an outstanding women's basketball player, Nicole Lindsay Collier. And again, I urge you to peruse through the program to really absorb all of the accomplishments that each of these individuals have made. All of these individuals have gone through a ceremony very similar to this, and we're just so proud that they were able to join us again this evening to be a part of this comprehensive organization that we put together. The next individual is Dr. Wayne Watts, the former president of Jefferson College, and he has submitted a few words that he would like to be heard, and Dr. Julia Hampton will read his remarks.
Those of you that knew Dr. Watts will know that he wants to get his say in whether he's here or not. So this is from Wayne. I'm truly honored to be inducted into the Jefferson College Athletics Hall of Fame and sincerely regret being unable to attend this very special event. The coaches and student athletes inducted into this Hall of Fame exemplify the excellence for which Jefferson College athletics is known nationwide. Just a couple of weeks ago, Danielle Adams, a Jefferson College basketball standout, led the Texas A&M women's basketball team to the national championship and then was drafted into the WNBA. Danielle Adams is only one example of the many successes our athletic program has had. No doubt Danielle will be standing here in the years to come as an inductee into our Hall of Fame. Again, thanks for this honor and good luck in the future. From Wayne.
Again, I refer back to something that Coach Stringer mentioned about the experience of several coaches that are in attendance tonight. And this is certainly true of the next inductee, Ron Rhodes, who is credited with putting Jefferson College women's basketball on the national map. Ron, please come forward. We're thrilled that you're able to be with us tonight. Ron Rhodes. I'm going to make Ron feel extremely old. Ron was my Little League baseball coach. He taught me a fork ball. Ron, congratulations. It's great to see you. The next inductee is Terry Cochran, a standout baseball performer in the early 80s. Terry, please come forward. It was an honor to watch him be inducted last year into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Terry had a tremendous career here at Jefferson College and went on to great things at Southern Illinois University Edwardsville. And Ron, I will tell you that in the scrimmage that I participated in when Terry was at the plate, the fort ball did not work. Terry took it right up the middle, and I knew I was in trouble. The next inductee is Cliff Polite. Cliff was another in a long line of amazing Jefferson College baseball players that made it to the professional ranks. Most of you might remember him during his days as a Cardinal, but he was also involved in World Series play. Cliff Polite, again, just thrilled that we were able to honor him in last year's Baseball Hall of Fame, and more thrilled that we're including him in the Comprehensive Hall of Fame. The final inductee that is with us tonight is another baseball standout, Mr. Kevin Lucas. Kevin again was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame last year. And another individual of long successes on the baseball field, of Coach Oster's players, not only having success as a Viking, but moving forward to Oklahoma State and then on to professional baseball. Kevin Lucas. It is an honor to be a part of this Viking family. I am proud to be able to present this Hall of Fame to you. I'm looking forward to being able to present 3 more deserving individuals next year. What I would like to do in closing is invite all of the new 6 individuals and join those 9 existing individuals, and certainly give us an opportunity to display our admiration one last time before we go this evening. And when we get everybody gathered across the front, if you would join me in a standing ovation, I would greatly appreciate it. So let's have all of the inductees, all 6 new and the 9 existing members, come up. And again, let us recognize your accomplishments one last time before we go.